If you have ever felt like stress and problems just keep coming your way, it feels like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter what attempt you make, nothing is working. You are not alone, and this video is for you. What I'm going to be diving into today is some of the key reasons why it feels like it's impossible to create real change in your life, to solve the issues that you're finding yourself consistently facing, and the two critical tools that you need to actually be able to fix it. So, why is it that we feel like things aren't possible? Why does it feel as though nothing is changing, nothing is working? I work as a mental health counselor, and one of the biggest things that I see right off the bat is people don't actually know what the real problem is that they're trying to solve. People are grasping at the thing on the surface level. It's like if your car stops working, we know what we should probably check, right? Did any of the buttons go off? Is there a nail in the tire? Is there, I know nothing about cars. It was a terrible analogy. But we go for the things that we know, but because we don't actually know anything about cars, because we're not able to maybe do like a root cause analysis, we actually don't understand what's happening. We don't actually understand, what the real problem is here. And so when we're not able to really understand the problem at hand, we're not really able to fix it. I see this all the time. I'll have people come to me and they'll say, I'm just feeling really sad. And they think that's it. They think that's the problem. So it's like, all right, what pill can you give me? What quick fix can you give me to fix this thing? And what I have to do as a therapist is I have to say, okay, they're telling me the problem is they just feel sad. They're telling me that the problem is just this negative feeling that they're feeling and they don't want to feel this anymore. So, what do I do? What I have to do is I have to go to the deeper level and say, okay, when did this start? Well, it started, when this happened in my life and when this happened in my life. It's like, oh, so this has been a problem you've been facing for a little while. And they're like, yeah, it's really been hurting because, it made this impact in my life and it made this impact in my life. And what I'll do is I'll ask probing questions. So I'll say, okay, so you've been feeling sad. What else has happened? And they'll give me answers, give me answers, give me answers. Eventually we get down to the root, which is some major thing happened in their life that they're wanting solutions for. They're wanting a way to figure out, how do I deal with this deeper thing that I'm convincing myself isn't a real thing, and what I just need is to fix this surface level problem. If we think of almost any issue in our life, it's usually something like that. It's usually not the thing that we think it is, it's usually something deeper down here. That's why therapy is so important, right? You have a non biased person who can ask you questions and help you uncover something a little bit deeper, something else that might really be happening. And so, what we need to be able to do, number one, first and foremost, if we want to get better at solving problems, if we want to feel more competent, more capable at handling the things that life is inevitably going to throw in our face, you have to get good at actually identifying the root problem and the need that you have. So if someone comes to me and they're saying, I feel really sad, what I know is they want to get out of that feeling. But I know that there's something deeper than that. I know that there's something causing that feeling. That if we can figure out what that is, we can actually create a strategy to be able to handle it. So, number one, you're feeling something. Keep asking yourself why. Well, why am I feeling this? called the 7 layers of why. Or in CBT terms, it's called the downward arrow technique. So, what you're going to do is you're going to keep asking yourself questions. Well, why does that bother me? Well, why does this bother me? Well, if this is true, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you can't deduce it anymore. And it's like, okay, that's what it is. It's that thing. Once you get to that point, so once you've actually been able to identify, okay, this is the problem, this is the need that I'm having issues in my relationship, I'm having problems at work, I'm not fulfilled in my career, I actually want to do this thing. Or I had a parent that passed away and I don't know how to deal with it. This is where you go into step number 2, which is identifying the right way to solve the issue. Not every problem has the same core need underneath it. There are solvable problems and there are unsolvable problems, meaning there's problems that have a direct solution. There are problems that are going to come up that there is something specific you can do to handle the issue. For example, if you get into a car accident or if your car stalls in the middle of the road, there is a direct solution. You're going to call a tow company, you're going to call AAA, you're going to call whatever that service is to take your car and to go get it fixed. But there's also some problems that they don't have a solution. Like if somebody dies, like if you're having a hard time grieving, if you're having a hard time really navigating the feelings that are coming up within you, sometimes there's problems that they don't have a direct solution, or we're not in a space to handle it. And the two different types of problem solving that this is called is emotion focused coping or problem focused coping. One of them, the emotion focused coping, is what we do if number one, there is not a direct solution to the problem, like if somebody dies, you can't bring them back from the dead. That'd be interesting. I don't recommend it. But emotion focused coping is if there is no direct solution to the problem, or you need to change your mental, emotional, and physical state before you feel capable of actually uncovering and handling a direct solution, finding a direct solution. That's problem focused coping. So, problem focused coping is there's a solution. I just need to figure out what it is. Once I have a game plan, I'm going to go and execute on that. This is why understanding what the problem is and what the root need is so important, because if we don't know what the real root issue is, we can't actually effectively solve the problem. And this is why so many of us feel so helpless when it comes to solving our problems, because we're trying to solve emotion focused coping problems with problem solving when there is no solution, or we're trying to just journal and meditate and do emotion focused coping when we actually need to come up with a strategy, when we actually need to say, okay, here's an issue. I don't maybe feel ready yet, but I can equip myself and I can figure out a direct solution to this issue. When you can understand, number one, what is the root problem? What is this thing that I need? You can then, number two, understand, is there a direct solution to this? I might not know it yet, but there's a direct solution to this that I could figure out. Or is this something that I need to learn to accept? Is this something that I need to make peace with? I need to maybe just reframe my thoughts about. Maybe I need to get new perspective. Maybe I need to just learn how to calm myself down, because there is no solution to this. When you can go through these steps and these processes, you are going to feel like a problem solving champ. Because if you actually know what the issue is and you understand whether or not there's a direct solution to it, you're going to feel more capable of either going out and finding the solution or navigating what's going on in here to help you feel okay enough to move forward, knowing that there is no direct solution to this problem. This isn't an easy thing to do when you're first getting started. I was a mess when I first started trying to figure out how to do this for me. Like, I couldn't solve my problem out of a paper bag. Like, it was insane. But if you do this enough times, if you start with small things, like if you're noticing a shift in your mood one day and you're saying, okay, I don't feel super great today. What's going on? What do I need? What am I feeling? Okay, I figured it out. I didn't get good sleep last night. Okay. Do I need to go take a nap? Do I need to go do this? Do I need to go do that? That wasn't a super great example, but you guys know what I mean. When you can really understand and do this in little micro ways, eventually you can build on the skill and build on the skill till eventually you feel really capable of handling whatever life throws at you. This is exactly what I teach all of my clients to do. Therapy is not about never having problems. It's about learning to handle them better. It's about understanding and being able to identify what is the core root issue? What is the core need? And then understanding, is it a need that I need to meet here within me, or is it a problem that I can solve out there that's going to then give me the need that I'm having? The better you can get at that, the more in control you are going to feel about your life. If this is something that you're like, I don't know how the hell to do that, you are definitely not alone. Put a comment down below, send me a DM, Evolve with Bianca. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people do this one on one, and we've helped thousands of people do this with the mental health organization that my business partner and I started, Evolve Ventures. We have one on one coaching and therapy. We have so many programs that can help you where you are at the stage of life you're in be able to solve your problems better and feel more in control of your life. So, if this is something you're interested in, put a comment down below, reach out, and I cannot wait to hear from you.